And there's other sakhi as well where it's a bit like the Uchda Pir story, where they said Uchda Pir is dressed in Guruji up as a Mussalman and all those kind of stories like that. You know, so that's sakhi and that's ityas. Some of it I take with a pinch of salt. Gurbani is more number one for me. If the sakhi don't match the bani, then the bani's truth. And so it's more in a situation like that where the Gursikhs might have been in a. I mean, because there's a lot of sakhi where they tell you, like Guru Nanak Dev Ji when he met Pumiya Chor, Guru Sahib gave him 3 bachan, didn't he? But he said, "Tu jhoot nahi bol." One of Guru Nanak Dev Ji's bachan to Pumiya Chor, "Tu jhoot nahi bol sakda." But he's a chor. Guruji could have given him a bit of a slack there. He said, "Come on, he's going to have to rob something, right?" Guru says, "Jhoot nahi bol sakda." ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਲੂਣ ਖਾਦਾ ਨਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਹਰਾਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ. He says, if you eaten something that someone fed you effectively, because you can't do a scam on them. Because the third thing is, if there's any hurt or damage happening to the poor people, he goes, you've got to step in and stop that. Now that's Guru Nanak Dev Ji's bachan to a chor. So Guru Nanak held telling the truth quite high from that sakhi. So like I say, sometimes with sakhi you get contradictory stories and that kind of thing. So I'm not going to justify or not justify which story is right, which one is wrong. I'm talking about Gurmat Gurbani, and that's the main source of our Sikhi. And in that, I can't find anywhere there where it says, you know what, I can't find pankti like that, unfortunately. Anyone else? The main thing is, we don't have to break up for these, but what situations are you not truthful in? It's an important question for us that we need to know. If someone says, someone's about to kill me and I have to tell a lie, it's not for me to judge anyone. If someone's about to kill me and I'm about to die, goodness knows, if I, get that scared, I might tell a lie, But you don't lie. I hope I never, ever, ever, ever do anything like that. Rather take the Gursikhs in Purathan time took the worst case thing to say, I'd rather go there with this intact than just like live a life after this and say I regret doing that particular action. So we've got to find out what situations are we not truthful in, and sometimes some of those are just example kind of areas we do it. And if you summarize those things, it's for when we talk about a job, it might be for some of your particular personal gain, it might be for money, it might be that other story about one of my friends, he bought in those times a video player on this videos and CD player. Person comes down your house, says CD player, 50 quid, mate, and you say that's good. Where's it from? Back of the lorry, but it's £50. And he bought it, and I said, why did you buy that for, to him? He said, would you pay £400 in the shop or £50 from the guy who knocks on your door? I goes £400 from the shop probably, but he paid £50. Now, 2-3 weeks later, his car, he had a sports car, it got robbed at the, it's parked, it got stolen. He came back to me and he said, you know what, I'm never going to buy stolen goods again. I goes, what is that then? He says, well, someone's got my car and they're putting it to bits now and they're selling bits of it. He goes, and I bought someone else's like that. And so when we summarize those kind of things, it's for our personal gain. It might be for a bit of money. It might be for a bit of greed. It might be here a righteous thing where you say about a righteous thing where someone could get saved by that thing. Usually, I think I've always found personally, if you try very hard, there's a way of doing it correctly. You have to try hard, but there's usually a way.
Why do you're telling the truth, but you're not telling the whole story?
So are you telling the truth then?
Then, like say, for example, I'll give you an example, like you was in the CV, you say what your skills are,
yeah.
But you might not want to extrapolate on it, so you just put it in. That can't be classified as a lie, then.
Yeah, not really, but then again, it depends how brief you are. Remember, what is it? It's intention, isn't it? And that's where sometimes that thing goes grey, where you say, what was the intention of that person? if the intention when they're told that lie was for a better good of the society, I'd still say that your intention should be to protect your Sikhi, not to protect the good of your life or the good of your society, to protect your Sikhi. That's what Guru's saying. And what did Guru Nanak Dev Ji like about Bhai Lalo? What do you think Guruji liked about him? His truthfulness in what respect?
What is purity?
His purity. And what does purity mean? What does purity mean? If we talk Sikhi, what does purity mean? Let's talk about purity, in Sikhi. This is the question. And this shabd, asa ki baar vich aanda shabd. How close am I to the truth? That's what we should be asking ourselves. Jasi Sachadi, if we're talking about truth, I am saying truth is not just about truthful, but speak the truth. That's an element of it. And these Gurujis talked about these things here. Sach ta par janiye, ja hriday sacha hoye, कूड़ की मल उतरे तन करे छातोए. Because such oi janiye. This is when you talk about truth, because truth really is if truth is in your heart, right? And under hirde vich. That's truth. That's the first element of it. It says, and when it's there, because the falsity dies. When we ask these questions about in that situation, can I apply a bit of falsity? When we talk about Guruji's Bani, what he's talking about, he says no falsity there. Guruji talks of two things as mutually exclusive. Just satya, just purya. Can't be both. So he says, Pur ki mal uttare, tan kare hachato. He goes, even your body becomes purified. You know? Guruji's second point, Sach ta par janiye, just sach tare pyar. Now son man rahsi hai, ta paye mokdwar. He goes, one knows the truth only when one bears love for the truth. Andar pyar hove for God. If there's love for God inside, that's an element of truth. That's the second element. And hearing God's name, Guruji says you become enraptured, and he says that gate that we were talking about earlier, that darya, the darbar, that door opens. That Kaviji says, "Fir dar khul janta hai." Sach ta par janiye, ja jugat jane jiyo, tart kaya sad kaya vich de karta piyo. Guruji says that one knows the truth when he knows the true way of life. So another element of being truthful is you need to know what the true way is. That's what the Guru's talking about. Preparing the body, Guruji is saying, by preparing the body, Guruji put naam inside, he put the soul inside of our body. Because he's made it to be a truthful thing, not a falsity thing. Sach ta par jani ja sikh sachi le, daya jane ji ki kich pun daan kare. Now Guruji says, one knows the truth when they receive the instruction of the Guru, and when you receive the instruction, so showing mercy and kindness to the world, that's a truthful person. When we talked about that application about one of what was that application called? iJournal. One of them is kindness. What act of kindness have you done? Log them. And when in my journal, I haven't actually got any kindness once yet, because we're bad people. Guru says, Sach ta par jani ja sikh sachi le, daya jane ji ki kish pun daan kare. Because when you feel merciful towards this creation and koi pun daan kar de, wo sachaya. Sach ta par jani ja atam teerth kare nivas, sat guru nu puch ke beh rahe kare nivas. Now this is where we all start failing. Guru says if a truthful person asli is that person je atam teerth vich nivas karda. In other words, inside, when we're doing simran, when we talk about we do Waheguru, we do Kirtan, we do all these things, we do all these good actions. What are you doing them for? We don't question. We're not doing all those good actions so that someone stamps a label on our head and says this is a good person. You're doing those actions, Guruji says, because you want to go inside, and all of us, everything's going outside. Bar di Trishna, bar di Asa Mansa, bar da Kam Krodh Lobh Mohankar, bar da Chut, bar da Kood, it's all outwards. Because we're going outwards. Guruji is saying the simran you're doing is taking you inwards. He says when your nivas goes inside, and you start staying inside, God resides there. That's a sacha person. Sach sabna hoye daru paap kadde thoe nanak khane benti jin sach palle hoye. Guruji says such sabna, this is the medicine for the whole world. When we talk about, I watch this like